que haga el mismo tipo de dinero o más o quizás menos, pero por lo menos que te brinde algún tipo de eh, como growth, ¿cómo se diría en español? De crecimiento espiritual. Entonces, que tengas contacto con gente, que puedas hacer una diferencia en las personas, que puedas hacer una diferencia en animales, en seres vivientes, vamos a decirles. Todo eso es lo que es lo que te vas a llevar, digamos, cuando ya no estés aquí. Pero de lo contrario, pues si tú dices, pues qué triste el ser humano de por sí. Yo creo que si nos miran desde arriba, dicen, pobrecitos. Se la pasan, dicen, el 90%, el 80-90% de sus días preocupados por ese coso verde que tienen en la mano. El dinero, ¿no? Bueno, verde para Estados Unidos. Acá es multicolor en México. Entonces, si nos miran desde arriba, o sea, ¿y para qué? Si eso cuando mueren lo dejan encima. O sea, como que ¿cuál es el propósito? Así que fíjense, y cuanto más te distraes por ese tema económico y monetario, menos tienes posibilidad, vamos a decir, o menos tienes enfoque en el crecimiento espiritual, que es realmente lo que te llevas cuando te mueres, porque la vida sigue. Now, life continues. Imagine like if we are gods, right? But imagine, there's a God looking down at us or another species looking down at us and they're studying us and they look at us and they're like, these humans, they live 80 or 90% of their life, of their days, worried about their bank accounts and about this green piece of paper. What is that? Well, green here in Mexico is multiple colors. So it's blue, pink, purple with pinkish. I mean, it's actually really pretty. It looks like toy money. God, I hope nobody takes offense to that, but it looks like Monopoly money. It's beautiful. Anyway, so we're spiritual beings, yet there's a society and let's say a controlling system that is just making us be focused on money. So if somebody was watching us from above, it's ridiculous because it's like, why are they so worried about something that they can't even take with them when they die? And they don't know that life goes on. They don't know that it's so much wider than what they're focused on, material things. So you don't take anything with you. So why focus so much on those things? So that's why it's so important. Now, if you get to have that balance in life where you can actually work in what you love and have material things, but at the same time have spiritual growth, then my friend, you've got the world in your hands. That is that and finding love in life, I think, are the most important things. And I think a job is, a very important thing, and together with health, love, all that. But why? Because it is what most of us spend, a wide majority of our days doing. So it's almost as if, like, yes, your job is part of your life and it's a big part of your life. That's why it's so important to have the right one where you can feel comfortable in, where you can grow in. But anyway, I moved along. I know we were talking about being fired. All right. Let's continue. Oh God, you guys wrote a lot. Hold on, let me read. When it comes to work environment, sometimes what goes around comes around. I remember the time when my supervisor told me that I was expandable. Every one of us is expandable. And even though I had a lot of years of service in my position, I said, we are all expandable. Now, there's a lot more to the story, but to make a long story short, a couple of weeks later, he called all of the employees together to let us know that he was being terminated. He stated, looking at me, I guess I'm expandable too. I'm just mumbled to myself, I could see you doing that, I was fired from many different places every 6 weeks or so. Oh, geez. That's the way that it is in the music business. Oh, that's true. Can honestly say that I've never really been fired from a day job. Walked out on a few jobs from hell, though. The only boss I ever read the riot act to was the owner's son in an automotive parts store when I was clerking it. They could have written a book about him, the boss from hell. Jesus. I'm sure when the aliens make up their minds to reveal themselves, they'll assign good jobs to all. They'll make us slaves to all of us. Hope me and my family get something indoors out of the heat. That's funny. Never did Never did I get fired in a job, but I did quit them. Usually, when you plan your resignation, you give them a 2 week notice. But in one of my jobs, I gave them a day notice and told them I quit. But I think it's hilarious how some people quit their jobs. My friend, you think it's hilarious how people, oh, the way they quit, you mean? My friend gave a resignation letter, giving them a 3 day notice, and he never came in the other 3 days. There was also, I saw in some article that a person gave their bosses a card saying, sorry for the loss in the cards. It said something along the lines, I quit, see ya. Somebody else. The first and only time I was fired was when I was working construction here in South Texas. It was hot, hot, hot. I used tie steel for runways, work in trenches, laying out sewer pipe. Oh man, that's a tough job. Those that you can walk through, really huge. After laying out so much pipe, then pouring our cement over. Work 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. Myself and other 2 guys were late for work and got fired. We were late before, but the guy we worked for was a real asshole when he told us that. I actually said, well, it's about fucking time. I don't like you and don't want to work for you. You're sorry for, man. I was 23 at the time. You're looking especially pretty tonight, Jenny. Thank you. So my first quitting job, well, no, I didn't quit actually. I got fired big time. It was my first job ever, so that was a big hit in the nuts that I don't have. For a 15-year-old, I was 15. So first of all, you're not even supposed to work when you're 15, I think. But I got hired like under the table at this laundry place in Boca Raton. And I worked there, I think, for 3 months. It was a lot of work. I mean, not only the girl that was working there, she was by herself and she was pregnant. So she had to teach me because she needed to have a pregnancy leave, and they were going to leave me in charge of the store at 15 years old. So not only totally illegal, but also very irresponsible. But well, that's not really the point of the story. The point is I got fired. So at one point, like, there would be a lot of people coming in, and when people would leave you the garments, you would have to make the receipt and then put the receipt, like, what was it? Like, we had to staple the receipt and a number to like the pair of pants, for example. And usually people that send their my eye's weird. Usually people that send their clothes to the laundry are usually expensive clothes. You don't have like $20 pair of jeans because just the laundry itself costs like $20. So in 2 occasions, and I think it was the same, no, it wasn't the same person, but or it might have been, because it was both times it was pair of jeans. When you would have like a line of people, this is the times that I was by myself, there was a line of people, to pick up their stuff. Like, you would have to press the button, and this huge, you guys have been to a laundry, so So you would have to go ahead and look for the number, and I guess there was a lot of names that were very similar. I mean, like, or maybe even the same last name. So when there was a lot of people, you would get kind of bombarded. So I grabbed it and I gave it to the person. Now, what I don't understand is, if you're given a garment that is not yours, why would you keep it? That's just it's kind of gross, even though it's clean. So of course, the people would go and call the place all mad. My $300 pair of jeans are gone. Like, what kind of business are you guys running? So the first time I was told, and of course the second time they were just like, you're fired. I was like, ugh. So I started crying, and my dad, I remember, picked me up with my mom at the back of the store, and my dad's like, well, how much are the jeans? I'll give you the money. What's the big deal? He's like, but don't treat my daughter like that, because the lady was like, she got really bitchy at me, and it's like, well, it's her first job. She's 15. Like, what do you expect? You can't leave a person that young, especially just learning, under 3 months, alone in a store like that. And I was like, it's not about the money. It's just, and of course she was right. I would have done the same thing, maybe in a little bit lighter way. So that was my first and ever job that I got fired from. The rest that I had, never got fired. So so that was my first experience in the US as a working person. I was super happy. You're that age and you're making money. It's awesome. I was an air traffic controller and fired by President Reagan. Oh, well, at least your story has like merit. It's like, oh, you were fired by a very important person, by the president itself. I always wondered what happened to my jeans, damn it. I know. Dicen, yo era un controlador de tráfico aéreo y me despidió el presidente Reagan. Bueno, por lo menos a ti te despidió un presidente. Tienes un poquito más de calibre, a ver, que todos nosotros. Wait, were you fired because airplanes crashed or air traffic control? Like, I really got respect for people that do that. Honestly, it's a lot of pressure. You have to not fall asleep. You're watching a screen. I mean, just the slightest mistake of you saying, where the plane is going could just cause that, a lot of lives. So it's not, it's difficult. You can work here in Florida when you're 15. You're sure? I was able to start working when I was 13, but they were short drummer jobs. I don't know. I mean, I was hired under the tables, which, so I don't really know if you can. They hired me, but maybe 15 or I think it's 16, but or maybe when I don't know, but regardless, I was 15. Gracias, Jonathan. Dice, tu sonrisa nos transporta a otra galaxia. Luego te respondo las preguntas de los programas en la parte de miembros. Ok, dicen, bueno, les cuento mi historia porque me estaban contando todos, a ver, dice, bueno, si los aliens vienen y dicen, y nos dan a todos trabajos, dice, por lo menos que a mí y a mi familia me den un trabajo adentro, para estar afuera del calor. Dice, otra persona dice, a mí me despidieron de 6 trabajos diferentes, pero eso es así cuando estás en el ambiente de la música. Dice, claro, sí, bueno, eso es normal. Pero nunca me han despedido de un trabajo de día. Dice, solamente he salido de trabajos del infierno, donde los jefes eran terribles. Y hay uno particular que le llamábamos el jefe del infierno. Otra persona, cuando se trata del ambiente en trabajo, a veces pues lo que va viene, ¿no? Yo me acuerdo una vez supervisando, un supervisador nos dijo, estaba despidiendo personas y les decía a todos de que todos eran expandable. Expandable es como que desechables, todos eran indispensables. Entonces dice que un día entró el supervisador y les tuvo que decir a todos que que lo habían terminado. Y entonces que bajó la cabeza y le dijo a esta persona que escribió el comentario, que él le dijo, pues, todos son indispensables, le dijo, y de que el supervisador no dice nada. Y cuando lo echaron, dijo, pues, lo que dijiste era verdad, todos somos indispensables. Y le hizo. Nunca me han echado, a ver, esa era otra. ¿Qué más? A mí nunca me echaron de un trabajo, pero sí me he ido. Cuando tú planeas un tipo de resignación, eso es en Estados Unidos, pero creo que en todos lados es lo mismo, ¿no? Tienes que darle una nota de resignación. En uno de mis trabajos le di pues solamente un día de notificación y les dije, me voy. Pero me parece chistoso cómo algunas personas se van de sus trabajos. Tengo un amigo de que hizo una carta de resignación y le dio una carta donde decía, este es mi 3 días de notificación, pero nunca apareció los 3 últimos días. O sea, dejó la carta y se fue. Y luego vi un artículo donde hay otra persona de que se fue con una tarjeta, o sea, como que escribió tarjetas pequeñitas como note cards diciendo, perdón por su pérdida, me voy. El primer día y la única vez que que fui echado, dice otra persona, de un trabajo fue en construcción aquí en Texas, que es mucho, muy, muy caliente. Esa persona hacía los conductos por donde pasa el drenaje, pero esos grandotes por donde uno puede caminar. Dice, trabajábamos de 7 de la mañana a 6 de la noche y llegamos tarde una vez y nos echaron. Entonces cuando nos echaron yo le respondí, pues ya era hora, mierda. Dice, pues no me gustas y no quiero trabajar más para ti. Eres un perdedor, le dijo el jefe. Dice, en el momento tenía 23 años. Bueno. At least that's how it was for me in New York. There's a lottery system for you to have a chance to get a job for the summer. It's a neat program to at least get some experience early. Nice. We went on strike. What were you striking for? More air?